Hey guys, how's it going? It's Infernomen again. Welcome back to another video, and this time I wanted to continue my series where I take a popular show or movie and give Pokemon teams to a few of the main characters. Today I will be showing you all the teams I made for characters from My Hero Academia. There are so many characters in the show that I could have chosen from, considering there are a total of 20 students in Class 1A alone, but I nailed it down to Deku, Bakugo, Ochako, Todoroki, All Might, and All For One. I give myself a few rules for these videos, so I will remind you of those rules now. The first rule is to make sure every character has a full team of 6. I want to represent each character to the fullest, so giving them 2 Pokemon is not enough. The next rule is not to use too many Pokemon based on appearance. Saying that a Pokemon looks like a character is just an opinion, as I wanted my teams to be accurate to the character's personality and features as possible. Finally, only 1 legendary is allowed per team, but mythicals do not count as long as they have nothing to do with appearance. Just a warning before I begin, this will go over things that happen over the course of the whole show so far, so if you haven't seen every episode in the 2 movies, I'd advise you to click away for now. With that all out of the way, let me present you my teams for My Hero Academia. To start off the list, I wanted to share the Pokemon I gave to Deku. Izuku Midoriya is a boy from Japan who grew up wanting to be like his idol, the #1 hero All Might. Sadly, Midoriya is told that he is quirkless, crushing his dreams of being a hero. After a very long sequence of events that happens that makes more sense if you've watched the show, All Might chooses Deku to obtain his power one for all, a power that has been passed to user for generations. Pokemon that resembles Deku's uselessness at first and then obtained power later on is none other than Gyarados. Magikarp is known as the most useless Pokemon in existence, which in a world full of quirks, powerless humans are most definitely deemed useless. Magikarp breaks these boundaries of usefulness when it evolves into Gyarados, making it the perfect first Pokemon for Deku's team. The next Pokemon I believe Deku would have is Shedinja. At Deku's current state with his quirk, he can't use 100% of his power without seriously damaging his body, which I think very well connects to Shedinja only having 1 HP and only being affected by super effective moves. If you're familiar with the Pokemon competitive scene, you might be familiar with players using Ninjask and giving those Ninjask Baton Pass. As Shedinja is a counterpart of Ninjask, I think Baton Pass is similar to the passing on of One for All. The next Pokemon on Deku's team is Heracross, which is only because of the bug and fighting type combo the Pokemon has. Bug type Pokemon are seen as weak Pokemon, so bug fighting seems like the glass cannon type combo. This is very similar to Deku's self-inflicted damage that I mentioned earlier. The next Pokemon I give to Deku is Dragonite because of the multiple Pokédex entries that state Dragonite is a kind-hearted Pokemon who helps Pokemon that are in danger. Deku always tries to do justice to those in need and help those who need it, so this description of Dragonite fits him well. Next I gave Deku Mew for 2 reasons. As most of you may know, Mew is a Pokemon that holds the DNA of every Pokemon, and is why different Pokemon exist in the first place. Every Pokemon gets their moves from Mew, which represents One for All very well. The other reason ties to Deku's original voice actor. In Japan, Izuku Midoriya is voiced by Daiki Yamashita, who also voices Go in the most recent Pokemon anime. Go is a young trainer whose main goal is to not only catch them all, but to make Mew his Pokemon partner. Because of their shared voice actor, I decided Mew would be great for Deku's team. The final Pokemon on Deku's team is on his team for the same reason as Jonathan Joestar's, and that Pokemon is Keldeo. If you watched my JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Pokemon teams video, then you recall that I gave the original JoJo a Keldeo because of his motivation to bring evildoers to justice, and Keldeo is a member of the Swords of Justice. I added the cult Pokemon to Deku's team for the same reason, but I believe that this Pokemon's mane is more similar to Deku's hair than Jonathan's. Moving on from Deku, the next character to receive a Pokemon team is none other than Bakugo. Katsuki Bakugo is Deku's childhood frenemy whose quirk is Explosion, a fiery ability that causes an explosion of fire on impact. Bakugo has a fire and ambitious personality that fits super well with his quirk, so the first Pokemon I give to him is Typhlosion. In Typhlosion's Silver Pokédex entry, it reads, "It has a secret, devastating move. It rubs its blazing fur together to cause huge explosions." And in its Leaf Green entry it reads, "If its rage peaks, it becomes so hot that anything that touches it will instantly go up in flames." Obviously, if a Pokemon with a fiery personality that causes explosions with flames should go to anyone from the My Hero Academia series, it should definitely go to Bakugo. The next Pokemon that Bakugo receives is Electrode, which I can't say is for any other reason than it is the Pokemon that is known for exploding. The next Pokemon on Bakugo's team is Turtonator. Turtonator is a Fire Dragon type Pokemon whose diet consists of explosive materials found on volcanoes, causing explosive growths to appear on its shell, which the Pokemon uses in battle. This alone makes it perfect for Bakugo's team, but the top of its head also resembles Bakugo's spiky hair. As I explained before, Bakugo has a very fiery personality and he becomes very angry very easily. His constant anger very much resembles the personality of Primeape, a Pokemon known for its angry personality. Bakugo's hero costume also has two big arm cannons that resemble grenades, so I gave him Magmortar, a fire-type Pokemon with hand cannons used for its abilities. Last but not least, Incineroar belongs on Bakugo's team, but more so because of its moveset in Super Smash Bros. Bakugo's ambition is to beat Deku at becoming the #1 hero, and he's always motivated to become stronger. Incineroar's Smash moveset consists of his down special Revenge, which in the Pokemon world as well as a move used to give the opponent double the amount of damage inflicted on the user. In other words, Incineroar's moveset consists of a move that is used to make himself stronger and defeat opponents much easier. Because of this, Incineroar definitely belongs on Bakugo's team. The next student to receive a team is Shoto Todoroki. Todoroki has a very complicated past, as he technically has two combined quirks that become his one quirk, half cold, half hot. He received his fire half from his father, the number 2, or later on, spoiler alert, number 1 hero, Endeavor, and his ice half comes from his mother. Refusing to be like his father, he has to overcome the challenge of feeling like using his fire half is turning him into his father. Because of his quirk, he has to have the only Ice Fire type Pokemon in existence, and that is the Zen form of Galarian Darmanitan. Galarian Darmanitan destroys the VGC overall, but Todoroki would be happy using the Zen form a majority of the time. The next Pokemon Todoroki receives is Ninetales, a Pokemon with a Fire type form and an Ice type form. Ninetales also matches with Todoroki's calm personality, so I think he would become close to his Ninetales very quickly. I chose to give him an Alolan Ninetales because he tried to hide his Fire half at first, and he has his Ninetales very early on. I also wanted to give Todoroki Glaceon and Flareon because they are two different Pokemon that come from the same species, and since one is Ice type and the other is Fire type, it would only make sense for him to have both. The next two Pokemon I gave to Todoroki are Pokemon that I think represent his parents very well. Frostlass is an Ice type Pokemon that can only evolve from female Snorunt, and has a very feminine design because of this. I think Todoroki would have one because it would remind him of the humbleness his mother had before the incident. The Pokemon I gave to Todoroki to resemble Endeavor is Emboar, which really explains itself. The final student to receive a Pokemon team is Ochako Uraraka. Ochako's quirk is Zero Gravity, which really explains itself. She can use her ability to make other people or objects float, so of course I want to give her a Pokemon that has Levitate as its primary ability. Usually I don't say mythicals or legendaries first, but I gave her a Mesprit because not only does it have this ability, but what you might call its hair has a very similar shape to Ochako's. I also couldn't help but give her Driftblim, the balloon Pokemon. I also gave her two Pokemon that can use gravity, which would be Clefable and Xerneas. If I was giving these characters mono-type teams, Ochako would most definitely have a fairy type team, so who would be a better fit for a team than these two fairy types? I also gave her a Minior because it's a rock type Pokemon that comes from space, which is another reason why Clefable is on her team. Of course, since space has no gravity, Ochako deserves at least one Pokemon that comes from space. Lastly, while looking for Pokemon to give to Ochako, I found some fan art of Ochako wearing Gloria's outfit from Sword and Shield, which makes sense considering she does resemble Gloria. Because of this, I gave her my favorite Generation 8 starter, Sobble. The next character to receive a team is none other than All Might. Being Deku's predecessor for One for All, All Might used to be the #1 hero before he retired after his final battle with All for One. What people didn't know before this battle is that All Might had two forms, one that he used when at home or when he became too weak to use his power, and his public form that he used in battle. Because of these two forms, I wanted to give All Might a Pokemon that can Mega Evolve. I think that Metagross would be the best fit considering its Mega Evolution has the pseudo-legendary using its legs as piston-punching arms, which of course is the main power of One for All. I also gave him Golisopod, a Pokemon that has First Impression, an ability that forces you to switch out the Golisopod when its HP gets under half. I gave him Pangoro, a Pokemon that has been a recurring Pokemon during this series because of how serious it is during battle. He also receives the Machamp, which is a Pokemon that I see on every All Might team that I've seen so far. He also receives a Braviary because of how all of his moves are named after states in America, as well as his strongest move, United States of Smash. Braviary was designed to represent the American national bird, the bald eagle, so All Might deserves it on his team. Finally, the last Pokemon I give to All Might is Darmanitan, a Pokemon with humongous fists and eyebrows that match the shape of All Might's hair. The final character to receive a team is none other than the main villain, All For One. All For One's quirk is exactly what his own name is. He's able to take anybody's quirk and dispose of the previous user like garbage. After taking so many quirks for his own, he just becomes this being made up of many quirks, which is similar to the existence of Spiritomb, a Pokemon that is made up of the souls of thousands of dead humans. Because of this, he'd have one on his team. He'd also have a Mimikyu because it's a scary Pokemon that mimics Pikachu because people die at the sight of seeing its face. All For One is like this because his face is so deformed from stealing quirks that the only visible part of his face is his mouth. He also has Ditto and Smeargle. Ditto because of its ability to copy others' appearances and abilities, and Smeargle because of its move Sketch, which allows it to replace the move in its moveset with the previous move used. You might also be familiar with All For One's artificial minions Nomu, which he designed to match the strength of One For All. These monsters are altered corpses of humans that are designed to hold the power of multiple quirks and often have what look like bird beaks and black skin. Since the only bird that would match this description is a crow, I gave All For One a Honchkrow, the only crow Pokemon. Last but not least, I gave All For One Zygarde, a Pokemon made up of one core cell and many smaller cells that combine to create one massive being. This relates to All For One's ability to combine powers together and use them as his own. Well guys, there you have it. Those are the teams I gave to characters from My Hero Academia. I might do a sequel to this video later considering there are so many characters to give teams to that I didn't in this video. I'd like to make a quick shout out to anyone who is watching this video that came from my post on My Hero Academia Smash posting on Facebook for giving me team suggestions for All For One. My next video in this series currently has a poll running on my Twitter page, so if you'd like to vote for either Gravity Falls or Rick and Morty, you can find the link to my page in the description of this video. That's going to do it for this video, so make sure you like the video, subscribe if you're new, ring that notification bell so you get notified about future videos of this series and other videos on my channel. This is Infernomen burning out, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye.